guys, it's Melanie. Welcome back. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Super excited about today's video. I was actually inspired to do this video a couple days ago. I was standing in our master closet looking through my perfume collection. That's where I keep all of my perfumes. And I was trying to think of something that was just really fun, bright, slightly floral, maybe some hints of citrus, just something that was bright, something that was happy smelling, something that just really put me in a good mood. I am trying this year, this is like the first year of my life that I'm trying to do this, but I am trying to embrace all of the seasons of the year. And admittedly, springtime is my least favorite. You might notice some lighting changes happening in this video, and this is actually one of the reasons why I hate springtime in Oregon. It can be pouring down rain, which I'm actually a big fan of, 1 minute, and then literally 10 minutes later, like, all of the clouds will clear and it is just sun, like intense, bright sunshine. I am someone who does not do well when it comes to weather extremes. Like, if it's gonna be nice, just be nice. If it's gonna rain, just rain. The in and the out, I don't know. I'm struggling with it, but again, I'm trying to embrace it. The older you get, the more you try to kind of change your ways. Well, I don't know, some people get set in their ways, but I feel like I am trying my best to just embrace more things, be more understanding, be more inclusive, and, you know, just trying to just chill out a little bit more. I think that's something that we all probably need, just chill out a whole lot more. So I'm chilling out on the weather, and let's get into today's video, because we are talking about fun springtime fragrance suggestions. So as I was standing there in the closet thinking about springtime fragrances, I saw several that I wanted to recommend to you guys. Now, normally here on my channel, I only really like to promote, talk about, encourage people to purchase cruelty-free options. If there is something that is cruelty-free that is just as good as something that isn't, I would rather suggest the cruelty-free item. That is something that is important to me. I'm a huge lover of animals. I don't believe in animal testing. And so there's that. I will say, however, I do receive a lot of gifts, especially around birthday, Christmas, that are fragrance related. People know me as someone who loves perfumes. And so I do receive a number of gifts from relatives, from friends, of perfumes that are not cruelty free. I am not the person to walk up to the person who gave me the gift and say, oh, I'm really sorry, but this isn't cruelty free, so I can't accept this. I will graciously accept a gift from someone, and you know, I'm not gonna give them a lecture about the brand not being cruelty free. I will take the gift with the intention that it was like given to me with, which was, I saw this, I thought of you, I thought you would enjoy it, this is for you, right? So anyway, I do have a couple of suggestions here that are not from cruelty-free brands. I will let you guys know which ones those are. I don't personally have cruelty-free options or suggestions for either of these two. So my hope is actually that maybe someone out there has found a cruelty-free option that they could maybe suggest in the comments down below. Also in the comments, let me know what your favorite springtime fragrances are, what you tend to gravitate towards, whether it's florals, whether it's fruity scents, citrus, whether you just kind of wear whatever you want year round, like you don't care what the season is. I tend to be pretty seasonal with my fragrances, but sometimes there are certain things that I will wear just year round because I just love the scent, right? So anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. I do have fragrance notes to share with you guys as well. I had to make notes because there is no way that I was gonna remember all this, and we're gonna get started right now. We are going to get started with a French perfume company called Bastille. I also have another fragrance from them that I love for the fall and winter months called Ombre Marquis. If you love amber scents, oh, you gotta go, you gotta check it out. But this is Bastille Rose Olivier. The thing that I find really amazing about these Bastille fragrances, they're quite spendy. I'm not gonna like sugarcoat that this is like super affordable, but you get a lot. And for this is only an eau de toilette. You guys, this lasts on me like a pure perfume does. Like it is, these fragrances are so intense and they're so long lasting. Definitely some of the longest lasting fragrances in my collection in terms of like wear on me. Rose Olivier. Oh, you guys, if you are a lover of rose-based scents, you have got to check this out. All right, so let's go through the notes here. We have top notes of bergamot, tangerine, and lychee or lychee. The middle notes are rose, pink peony, violet, and olive leaf. There is just the most beautiful just touch of like green in this. Oh, it's so good. The base is amber, musk, white cedarwood, and cashmere woods. So what I like about this particular floral, because I definitely consider this a floral scent for sure, is that it also kind of, it goes back to a lot of the fragrances or fragrance notes that I tend to love during the fall and winter months. The amber, the cedarwood, those like slightly warmer fragrance notes, they're included in here. And I feel like when they're combined with the florals, it just makes the florals more, it makes them more enjoyable for me. It just warms them up a touch. It's like they're not quite as pure. And I kind of like that. I am actually, so I own my own floral design company. I'm taking a little bit of a hiatus from flowers right now. I'm still doing a few things here and there, but for the most part, I'm taking a break from flowers. And I feel like that has actually been quite good for me because it has given me the opportunity to enjoy florals again. Because when you're a florist, like you get tired of smelling flowers all the time. Like that was all that I was really ever smelling was florals, you know. And flowers are beautiful, don't get me wrong. I'm renewing my appreciation for them. But for the longest time, for years and years, like I just thought flowers just remind me of work. And when I wear a perfume, I don't necessarily want to think, smells like work. So anyway, this one here, I absolutely love it. So potent, absolutely beautiful. The rose is definitely the standout here. The rose is more of a modern take on rose. It doesn't smell super old-fashioned. Like this doesn't smell like a perfume from like the 1800s or anything like that. Like it's very unique, modern, fun, light, but also has just that touch of like warmth to it as well from that amber. And I just love it. And if you're in the market at all for a beautiful new rose-based scent, check it out. I really like this one a lot. Next, we are going to go to, actually here, let's do it as I was writing down my notes. Next on my list is Floral Street Vanilla Orchid. So I only have this one in their travel size. I am actually halfway done with it. And this is the fragrance that I want to wear today. I just think that today kind of screams Vanilla Orchid. So, oh, you guys, it's so good. Now this one also I think could be a really beautiful fall and winter scent as well. It's one of those florals that I think is a great year-round option. There is a definite vanilla component to this, but it blends really nicely with the florals and it sort of helps to support the floral notes more than anything else. So our notes here are creamy vanilla beans, blossom, cassis, citrus, jasmine, sandalwood, and bamboo. It's definitely floral, but like I said, the vanilla sort of helps to tone down the florals just a little bit and adds, again, that touch of warmth that I tend to really like in personal fragrance. I just think this one is really, really beautiful. I will say the jasmine, while I wish it was just a touch stronger, I think it's actually done quite well. The jasmine's really beautiful. I can smell that sandalwood. Again, you're getting that nice warmth from the sandalwood as well. And there's also just like a tiny touch of green in this one as well, which I'm gonna attribute to that bamboo note. It is fresh, but it's also warm. It's cozy, but it's also just a beautiful floral. It's a really unique scent. And if you've never checked out the Floral Street fragrances, they have a lot of really great floral options, actually. They might have something in the collection that is even springier than this one here, but I really love this. And for me, this is a great option as almost like a winter to spring transition, because I feel like you're still, like I said, getting a lot of that warmth from this fragrance, but it's starting to introduce those florals, and it's just really beautiful and incredibly well done. Next is a longtime favorite of mine, and this is Ellis Brooklyn, here we go, Myth. And Myth this is fabulous. I would consider this to be very fresh, very clean. Big fan of this one. Ellis Brooklyn fragrances in general, I think, are just really, really beautiful. Raven is one of my favorites for the fall and winter from them. Also highly recommend that one. All right, so in Myth, we have amberette seeds, jasmine again. You'll start to see some very similar like themes in terms of the types of florals that I gravitate towards. Jasmine is a frequent visitor, I guess, in terms of like floral notes when it comes to what I tend to gravitate towards. So we have the amberette seeds, the jasmine petals, musk, tiger orchid, and white cedarwood. This just smells so fresh and clean. I think this is one of like the freshest fragrances that I have in my collection. And it's like, again, I'm gonna say this a lot, but I feel like this one is just incredibly well done. It's so balanced. It's very unique. Like I said, very clean and fresh. And I think if you are really looking to lighten things up for the spring, this would be the scent that I would gear you towards, because like I said, it just evokes like opening the windows, letting in the fresh air, airing out your house, and just getting rid of all of those like heavy vibes, feelings, emotions, you know, all of the stuff, you know, from like the winter. Just air all that out and then breathe in the freshness of this bad boy here, because this is fabulous and I definitely recommend. Ellis Brooklyn in general, I've had great luck in terms of the performance of the fragrances as well. Quite frankly, all of these I think have some pretty darn good wear to them, with the exception of Skylar, which doesn't tend to be quite as long lasting on me. But the rest of these have a very, very decent lasting power, and I think that that's probably important for a lot of people. While we're on the topic of Skylar, let's talk about Pink Canyon. So I just mentioned that Skylar fragrances are not the longest lasting, but they also tend to be some of the most unique fragrances that I have in my collection. I think I have either 4 or 5 Skylar fragrances. And Pink Canyon just smells like, it's very sweet, and it just smells very happy. This fragrance, I think, also lends itself to feeling quite young. Like, this is the type of fragrance that I would have totally seen myself wearing like in high school and college. Like, this is totally the type of scent that I gravitated towards in that point in my life. But let's go ahead and talk about the fragrance notes here. So you are going to find notes of grapefruit, pink salt, cedar, magnolia, lily of the valley, tiare, lemon, and sage leaves. This is a very unique, interesting scent. I think the grapefruit in here lends to a really nice freshness. Also helps to make the fragrance smell a little bit more clean. And again, like in spring, I go in like full like spring cleaning mode every single year. And this is one of those fragrances that, very much like the Myth, puts me in the like, let's air everything out. Like, let's just get rid of all the bad juju, bring in all the happy fragrances, the flowers. And this one is just so, it just lends itself to that perfectly. So if you've never checked out Pink Canyon, Sephora sells Skylar fragrances. So you can, and here is the weather changing in Oregon because we just got a bunch of sun. Sorry, that's gonna play with the lighting. My apologies. Yeah, go check this out at Sephora. You can smell most of the fragrances, at least my store carries, I think, all of them. So definitely worth checking out Pink Canyon. They offer a lot of other florals as well. So, you know, I think it's worth a sniff session with the Skylar perfumes. I will say though, out of all of these that I am suggesting, the lasting power in terms of how long it gets me like through the day before I feel like I need to re-up it, it's not the best. Usually after about 3-4 hours, I feel like I want to give myself another spritz. Whereas with a lot of these other ones, easily it's 5, 6, sometimes 7 hours. So, all right. The next two do not come from cruelty-free companies. So I just want to make that very clear. These were both gifts, but I wanted to share them because I do just think in their own right, they're really great fragrances. And if you happen to know of a dupe, please, please let me know, because I will definitely be pretty bummed once these are gone and I am not going to be able to repurchase them unless they decide to go cruelty-free. Now, the first one here is Atelier Cologne, and this is the Clementine, California. I do like the little, like, it's like a little leather pouch that you get for your perfume from Atelier Cologne fragrances. So I feel like the bottle is nicely protected. But let's talk about, oh man, this scent, you guys. This is, listen, if you like citrus, this is almost straight up citrus. It does have that very sweet, juicy clementine note, but this also has spicy juniper berries as well as suddenly I turned very German, as well as vetiver. Oh man, you guys, it's a citrus that has just a touch of like warmth and spice to it. It's very, very interesting. If you've never smelled this, I think Sephora carries Atelier Cologne. Don't quote me on that. I think I saw the Atelier Colognes in the sales section, so maybe they were not carrying them anymore. I don't know. But anyway, if you have this in your collection, you should definitely bust it out for the spring. I just think this is a really great kind of fresh, juicy, like citrus option for the spring. And this is actually something that I will probably also bust out again for my recommendations for the summer months, because she's a good one. She's absolutely fabulous. And then the last is a fragrance from Guerlain, and this is Meteorites. And this is probably the softest, powderiest fragrance that I'm gonna recommend for you guys today. The notes in here are apple, green, bergamot, cassis. Cassis is another note that you've heard before. There was cassis in vanilla orchid as well. Big fan of cassis. I really happen to like that particular note in perfumes. We're seeing violet again. We're seeing rose again. Mimosa, white musk. So musk is something that really, I tend to look for that in fragrances. I think it works really well with my body chemistry and really helps to warm fragrances up. There's also orris in here. There is sandalwood as well as woody notes. I wasn't sure exactly what woody notes they were referring to, but woody was in the description. So I've had this one for a little while. You can see I'm halfway through here. This is quite powdery to my nose and mostly straight up floral. You can definitely smell the musk in the base here for sure. Like after the dry down, I feel like the musk in this one comes out a little bit more, but it still truly remains just a fresh, powdery floral to my nose. And I will say Guerlain knows how to do a long-lasting fragrance. This one goes so long into the day for me. And I find this is one where if I'm like running after the dogs or something, or if I come in here to exercise in the afternoon, my body heat will like warm this one up again and totally like reactivate it. And I love that about this particular fragrance. I have a few fragrances in my collection where like they're just so long lasting, and usually if I put them on in the morning and then I go to exercise in the afternoon, like the body heat just really warms them up again and almost refreshes the fragrance for me. And I love that. I love exercising and all of a sudden just getting like this whiff of like an amazing fragrance. I feel like it helps to motivate me anymore. And a little bit more. But you guys, this is This is fabulous. It is not cruelty free, so I would not say go out and like get this, but I do know a lot of people love Guerlain fragrances anyway. You probably already have this in your collection if you are a Guerlain perfume fan. So bust this one out for the spring, enjoy it. I just think for like a powdery floral option, this is like the very best one that I have in my collection. So anyway, you guys, those are my top perfume picks for spring. I tried to pick things that were kind of unique, a little bit different, maybe talk about some fragrances that I have not talked about on my channel because, you know, I don't know. I really do hope that at some point in the future we can completely do away with animal testing of any kind because, you know, I hate feeling like I'm limited, but it is something that is, you know, important, just like morally for me. So anyway, let me know what your favorite springtime perfumes are in the comments down below, and give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you are new, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.